Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to solve system of equations by substitution. We are going to start with number 7 on your sheet, and it is x equals 6 minus 4y and 2x minus 3y equals 1. Okay, so step 1, Candace, step 1 is to solve for what? Who remembers? Solve for y. Good. We're going to solve both equations for y. Okay. So I'll start with this equation. Okay. If I say x equals 6 minus 4y, what's my first step in solving for y? I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. Good. And I will get what? X minus 6 equals negative 4y. Good. What's my next step? Divide both sides by negative 4. Good. Divide by. And I will now have negative 1/4 times x. Now these two negatives are going to cancel, and I'll get positive 6 over 4. Can I reduce that? Yeah, what can I reduce it to? 3 over 2. So positive 3 over 2 equals y. Okay. That's step 1. So now I'm going to go over here to this second problem, and it is 2x minus 3y equals 1. What's my first step in solving for y? Subtract 2x. Good. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, and I will now have what? Negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 1. Okay, what's my next step? I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3, right? Okay, now I'll have what? Y equals negative and negative make what? Positive 2/3 x, and then this is going to be what? Minus what? 1/3, right? Does everybody see that? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is using substitution, right? Step 2, I'm going to use what? Substitution, and do what? Make both equations what? Equal to each other. Okay, so I'm going to now say that negative 1/4 x plus 3/2 is equal to 2/3 x, right, minus 1/3. Yeah? Because I had set both of these equations equal to y, I can now set them equal to each other. Do you see that? This is all for one problem, darling. All right, so what's my first step in solving this part of the equation? I'm going to combine like terms. Good. So how will I do that? Yeah, I want to add 1/4 x to both sides. Now, you could go either way, but since this is negative, I want to add it to the other side, right? Now, I'm going to have to do a sidebar over here because I have to add 2/3 and 1/4, right? How do I add 2/3 to 1/4? Don't I have to get a common denominator? Yes. What would the common denominator between 3 and 4 be? 12. Okay, so then I'm going to make that 12. So 2/3 is the same as what? How many 12ths? 8/12ths, right? And 1/4 is how many 12ths? No, you multiply by 3, so it'd be what? 3, right? So if I add 8 plus 3, what do I get? What do I get? 11/12ths. Good. 11/12ths. So now my new equation is going to be 3/2, right, equals 11/12ths x minus 1/3, right? Yep. Okay. What's my next step? Yep. I'm going to add 1/3 to the other side. Yeah, remember I have to keep going until I get x by itself, right? All right, now I have another sidebar, right? I have to now add 3/2 to 1/3. So 3/2 plus 1/3, and I think I heard Yasmin say, what's it going to be? 6, okay? So 3/2 is how many 6? What times 2 gave you 6? 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, okay? And then I'm going to add 3 times 2 gives me 6. So 1 times 2 gives me 2. So what does that give me? 11 over 6, okay? So what I have now is 11 over 6 equals 11/12 x. Okay, now, how do I divide by a fraction? I got to do the reciprocal, right? Flip, flip. That's right. We're flipping. So now I'm going to multiply both sides by what? 12 over 11. Good job. So 12 over 11. Okay? Now, if I do that, I'm going to get x by itself on this side. Okay? Now, can't I cancel those 11s? Yes. And I'm going to end up with 12 over 6. And what is that? What is it? 12 over 6? 2. So x is going to equal what? 2. You think we're done, right? Nope, because we have to find y. So we got to go back up here and grab the original equations because we have to now plug them in and solve for y. So I'm going to clip these equations right here, and I'm going to bring them all the way down. Keep going down. And now that I have an x value, I'm going to plug it in and see what my y value will be. Okay, pretty easy though once you get to this point. Okay, so let's plug it in. So I can say that, and I can use either equation, 2 times, and I'm going to plug in this x equals 2 that I found, right, minus 3y equals 1. So that means 4 minus 3y equals 1. What's my next step? Subtract 4. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. And I get negative 3y is going to equal what? Negative 3. Right, good. And then I'm going to divide by what? Divide by negative 3. And y is going to equal what? 1. Okay, so what's my final answer? 2 comma what? 1. Because remember, it's a system of equations, so we're still trying to find that point, right, where both lines meet. So 2 over 1. How can I check? I'm going to plug it into this other equation and see if I still get the same answer. You ready? So if I say 2 equals 6 minus 4 times 1. Is that true? Is it true? Yes, it is. So that is my solution.